welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, JB Owen, and I'm delighted to be here today because it's Monday, and that means we're starting the week off fabulous. We're doing something great. We're waking up and feeling phenomenal. Wherever you are in the world, I want your Monday to be fantastic because we are here to ignite humanity. We are here to make people feel good, feel capable, feel possible, step into their greatness, and really wake up to what's possible in their lives. And we do it each and every day. Every morning, Monday to Friday, we talk to you about ways that you can ignite humanity. And we bring in fabulous guests who talk about the way that they're doing the same thing in their lives. Now, everyone has the ability to ignite humanity. They just have to ignite one life, one other person. And we do that through our activities, through our behaviors, through our attitude. And many times that has been prompted by a powerful ignite moment, something that happened in our lives to push us in this direction, to make us realize and wake up that we have the power to ignite our lives. And that means we can ignite the lives of others. Well, today is Idea Day. On Mondays, we love to talk about great ideas that you can implement into your life. That's why we're here. We want you to feel like it's capable for you. And I want to talk a little bit today about connections, the importance of connections. I spent the weekend hiking with a group of people who are raising money for charity. We're building schools, folks. And so we hiked for charity and we got to hang out with each other and be on the mountain together. And those connections built fabulous friendships. And so I want you to think today, what connections can you make? What new connections, what new friendship, what new a little bit of you can you share with somebody else? And maybe it's just hello to a person that you bump into in the elevator, or maybe it's just an extra thank you to somebody you get your coffee from, or maybe it's just mentioning somebody's name because you see it on their name tag. Going out of your way today to make a few extra connections, to just deepen those connections, is going to ignite humanity. And then, of course, you have people in your lives, your friends, your family, your parents, your relatives, your siblings. How can you foster deeper connections with them? How can you make sure that today, maybe you reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while? Maybe you pat somebody on the back that's at work. Maybe you remind somebody how great they are and just give them that little boost because, folks, we all need to hear how good we're doing and we all need a little push forward and we all need to know that we are connected and that we belong and that we're a part of something. So I really want to inspire you today on this Monday to grow some fabulous connections, to feel connected within, and to really want to connect with people around you because that is going to ignite humanity. And we're going to have some fun talking about that very thing. All right, well, let's introduce our guest. We have a wonderful lady here today, Miss Jennifer Hammond, a real estate educator. She's the owner of Hammond Real Estate Education. She's a best-selling author, and she has a broad range of skills that she deploys to help her clients achieve their real estate goals, which include being a licensed real estate agent, a podcast host, a best-selling author, a successful talk show host for Sirius XM for 10 years. Wow, to millions of listeners. I love this. Jennifer is a top real estate agent for numerous years in the Washington, D.C. metro area and has many awards such as Most Inspirational Woman of the Year, which she was inducted into the Happiness Hall of Fame with many celebrities. Jennifer supports homelessness throughout her community and advocates for those suffering from human trafficking conditions. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, so happy to have you here. I'm going to dive right in. Inducted into the Happiness Hall of Fame. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's kind of a neat claim to fame.
It is amazing. I mean, when I first looked at it and I saw the people, if you ever go to happinesshalloffame.com and you see Mother Teresa is in there. I mean, the people that are in there, I mean, the Happiness Hall of Fame is just a very special moment. And I think I've always tried to be very happy. I didn't have a happy childhood. So for me, when I got recognized as that, it was somebody who had been listening to me on Sirius XM for years. And it was amazing that he said, I've seen you, I've heard you, and there's so many amazing stories about how you've changed people's lives. He said, I'd like to induct you in the Happiness Hall of Fame. I was like, what? I didn't even know there was a Happiness Hall of Fame.
Oh my gosh, I think it's fantastic. We need to have more of those. Happiness, joy, bliss, excitement. I want to be inducted into the Happiness Hall of Fame. Good for you. Good for you. And that's a beautiful thing because it's true. We do need more happiness. We need that more of that spark in life. but you alluded to not having necessarily a happy childhood. And so I want to go back to that a little bit, because there's always that springboard from the tough and the terrible, and I say that lovingly, to happiness or to joy or to a different phase in your life. Can you walk us through that a little bit? How did you go through that experience?
So for me, my childhood was it was unfortunately, it started with the broken. Well, let me start with this. Let me share the story. When I woke up one night, and I heard all this crashing noises, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And I think I was about 6, maybe 7 years old. And I knew that my mom and dad were in a fight, and it became very violent often when my mother was mad. And I knew she was mad about something, but I was a little kid. And so I just thought, I'll pull up my covers over my face and I won't have to worry about a thing. And I waited. I did finally make it back to sleep, but I'd seen a bunch of flashing lights, and I knew something was very, very wrong. And in the morning, I found out that not only did the repo man come and take our 2 cars, but we also were losing our house. And it was due to the poor financial decisions that my dad had made. And my mom, of course, just blamed. It broke the marriage, but it also made me realize that I wanted, and it's one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about helping people with real estate, is I wanted to make sure that I could help people make good decisions in real estate. But we went on, and my mother just got worse and worse. She was an alcoholic, she was a drug addict, and she was a beautiful, tortured soul. She was an artist, but all she knew was invalidation for her children. And my sister, there was so much abuse, my sister ended up in a foster home. Well, I should say a bunch of foster homes. She bounced around from foster home to foster home, and it was pretty brutal. And then when I got to high school, my mother said, oh, Jennifer's too stupid. She'll never be able to make anything of herself. She's too dumb. And so she put me in all of these stupid classes. I was not allowed to go into college prep. And my high school counselor said, she's going to end up barefoot and pregnant. So there's no reason to get her in college prep courses. And at that time, I didn't even know, why are people who are pregnant, why are they barefoot? I didn't understand. But I knew that nobody believed in me. Nobody. Not even my mom. My dad had disappeared years ago. And so I have nobody who believes in me. And then it was weird. My senior year of high school, and there's a long story here, but I won't tell it. I'll just give kind of the teaser. I was arrested the first day of school, of my high school. And my principal of the high school was like, wait a minute, I don't understand. Why is she getting arrested? And then during spring break, he ended up having a heart attack. And he had always wanted, his dream was he went to Key West High School, and he came back to Key West High School to be principal of the high school that he grew up with. But he had been superintendent for our whole school district in Florida for many years. And so his retirement was to come back to Key West and be principal. And so his first day of school, when kids were there, was the day that I got arrested. There was only one kid who got arrested on the first day of school, and it was me. And so finally, during my senior year, I worked for a law firm, and he hired a private investigator. And I have to remember, this is years ago, before emails or cell phones. So this might sound outdated. It just kind of tells you a little bit about my age. But it wasn't very easy to find somebody. And I hired my boss at the real estate law firm hired a private investigator, and they found my dad. And so I decided I was going to get on a Greyhound bus and go from Key West, Florida to Las Vegas, which is where they found my dad. And my high school counselor said, hey, Jennifer, we'd like to bring you in and talk to you. I heard you're getting on a Greyhound bus in a couple days. And I said, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. I just turned 18 and I'm leaving this. Everybody thinks of Key West as paradise, but for me, it was a prison. It was not paradise. And so I wanted to get away from my mother and her abuse, and so I sat down with the counselor. Now, I won't go into the rest of that, but he said, I need to close the door. And I said, no, I don't want you to close the door. And he said, I need to tell you something secret. I'm like, I don't know if I want to hear the secret. And he said, it's really important. Please let me tell you. And he said, Tommy Roberts, who was the principal, he died. And his wife is sitting on a committee of a bunch of people, and they decided to give a scholarship away to one kid, and they decided it should be you. And I said, but I'm in all the stupid classes. And they said, yeah, it's been a little challenging to figure out how they're going to justify giving it to you. And they said, they decided that if somebody just gave that kid a chance, that she would be something special. And so I got the first ever, it was only a 2-year college degree, but I got 2 years at the junior college. And it was unbelievable because they believed in my potential, because I didn't have the test scores, I didn't have the grades, I was a solid B student. As they said, I was just average. That was what they called me, just average. But that I had potential for greatness. I had potential to be amazing. And I went on to get a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree. And then I've had so much success in my life. But for me, having one person, that counselor, believe in me, and then one person, the wife of Tommy Roberts, it just changed my life. It was one person who said they really believed I could be something. And nobody had ever said that to me before. And of all people, my mother didn't believe in me. That's the one person you think will really believe in you. And she didn't. So my life changed at that time. What happened? I don't even know.
I'm so sorry we lost power over here in our suddenly had a power outage.
Oh no!
So I just ran out of the office out of the studio to try to phone you, and I got your fabulous voice message. This is, hi, it's Jennifer. I'm so happy to connect with you and everything. And I was like, she has the best voice message in the world. And I'm so glad she's a super pro. I'm so glad she's phenomenal because she's just been carrying the show and helping as we got bumped out. Homage to you, prayers to you, and thank you to you. Because I know you did it. I know you just crushed it. Just before we always say a prayer, and today I said a prayer. Heavenly Father, make sure that the internet is going well and all works out, and then boom, it goes down. I'm so sorry, Jennifer. Please accept my deepest apologies.
Oh, it's totally fine. I was going on and telling my story, and then I thought, now she hasn't reacted, and then I realized you had disappeared, and I was like, uh-oh.
So did you just keep going? Did you give everybody the full meal deal?
I did. I went on for a while, and then I just got off like 2 minutes ago and thought, well, maybe I should come back and make sure she's okay.
If you're watching live, Traverse TV audience, if you're watching live, this is the beauty of the internet. This is the beauty of how things work in the world. But I want to just say, I love the fact that you just carried on. I love the fact that you kept going. And I love the fact that you just have the most amazing attitude and the most amazing personality. And no wonder you're in the Happiness Hall of Fame, because you're just taking it with stride.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Now, so many things have happened.
Thank you so much. I was able to hear you for quite a while. It's just that you were frozen, and then we were kind of glitching. And I just want to say thank you for your vulnerability and sharing about your childhood. It really was powerful. And what I realize is that you went through a lot of things, and you became the hero of your story, not the victim of your story. You really allowed that to catapult you into what you do now, and into the framework that you have now, and the attitude that you have now. And folks, that's really a part of what Igniting Humanity is all about. We have situations that happen in our lives. It's how we deal with them that really, truly makes the difference. Jennifer, did you talk at all about your powerful book that you've written? Because I think that is just so interesting. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I have 2 books that are out, and one of them is the 7 ways to create yays every day, which, of course, as you know, I give that one away for free. And partly because I realize there are principles that every one of us, if you do them every day, you just will create yays. And one of the things I found is that if you're having a bad day, what if you change your focus and you look at how can you, and even what you said in the beginning, how can you make someone else's day? I remember a quick story. I remember what I used to run in before Sirius XM was like 5 in the morning. I'd run into this local grocery store, and there was a security guard that had been up all night, and he was hilarious. He was super grumpy, and obviously because he's been up all night, and I'd be like, hello, how are you? And he'd just look at me like, what is wrong with this woman? And it was so funny because I don't know, it took me weeks and weeks and weeks. And then finally one day I was like, hey, how are you? And he just burst into a huge smile, and he goes, you are the strangest woman I have ever met. He said, but you do. He goes, I think about you, and I think about what it would be like to be happy at that time in the morning. And he said, his name's Winston. He's like, he said, so you changed me. He goes, I never thought a security guard should be happy. He goes, but I realized there are times when it's okay to be happy. And I think that that's so important, is even in the morning, sometimes I'm not necessarily happy, but I love if I can make someone else laugh, or if I can make someone else smile, then it makes me smile back. And so anytime you're having a hard day, I think about if you could make someone else smile, even just a random stranger, it can mirror back at yourself, but it can completely change their day.
Yeah, it's great, that mirror effect, because it's how we show up is how others show up. That's how I always feel. If I show up grumpy and crabby and I'm complaining, everyone else is going to show up in my life the same way. And so how you show up is how others show up for you. It's a great, great example. What else is in your book? I mean, 7 ways to make a yay. I mean, I just think that's fantastic. And the fact that you give it away free, thank you very much for doing that. I think it's indicative of those who like to ignite humanity. They want to give as much as possible. If you're like me, you probably know there's one thing, like one little seed that gets planted in somebody, and that can blossom and bloom into something great. And so give it away, give it away. Any
Yes.
other ideas that you have on how we can ignite our lives?
Yeah, and especially one of the things that I love is your ideas. One of the things in the 7 ways is to, and I know you've probably heard this before, but find something that you're grateful for. And meaning that, like, if you started the morning, even like today, be grateful for the power outage. You and I will not forget this particular episode because it didn't go perfectly. We became, we got to know each other better. We got to see what it would be like when it was doop, 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 not perfect. And I think so often we look at our flaws as something that's holding us back, and like you said, for the beginning, and I should be clear, I was not always there was a time when I saw myself as a victim, and it was a growing period, and I had to actually decide I was no longer a victim, and that my story was extremely powerful. And my sister and my brother, have had challenges over the years, and not necessarily. They've had some really not good ones. We don't have enough time for those. But what I realize is when you can be grateful, even for the little things, and like I'm known for my yay. And one of the things I used to tell people is sometimes it's just a tiny little micro yay that you can be grateful for today. And then there are other times where it's like arms over your head, like you are the champion, you just won the race kind of yay. It's whatever it is for you, but what could you really be grateful for? And recently I've had some physical challenges, actually just walking after COVID. And I never realized how incredible it is to just be able to walk. And when you get put in a wheelchair and you're on crutches and it gets taken away from you, you start to learn every little thing is powerful little yays. And the more you say and acknowledge those yays, the more you multiply those yays into your day, but also into those around you. Because when you're having a yay day, like I remember yesterday, I had run into the store. It was, 2 days ago, I'd run into Costco to grab 2 dozen roses because I secretly knew someone was going to ask his girlfriend to marry him. And so I've got this huge grin on my face, and I got 2 dozen roses, and people are like, what happened? What's going on? And I was just like, it's because it's joy for someone else that I have this yay that is just, this huge smile on my face. And, and Costco was just a zoo with lines and angry people. And I'm sitting there, la, 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 la.
I got a yay going on today.
Exactly.
I so agree with you. Gratitude is it's just rocket fuel. It's so special. But before we started the show, you told me you had a surprise for me. What's my surprise?
So let me show you my surprise. Look at this.
Ignite what's possible.
I think when I saw this shirt, I was like, everybody needs to get this shirt and needs to wear it. And every time I wear it, I only had a little bit of time now, but it is so powerful. Ignite what's possible. There's so much that's possible in this world. And when we focus on the positive, man, we can just change this world. And think about it. Anytime you think that one person or that you don't matter, you need to think about Nelson Mandela. Think about MLK. Think about the people who have changed this world, and do not count yourself out. Ignite the possibilities. So I love what you do. This is your surprise.
You are my favorite guest. I've never had anybody have one of our shirts on. So, folks, if you want to ignite what's possible, and we've got some incredible ones, live in heart's content, be the light, spark in you. Go to our marketplace at igniteyou.life, and you can see that. Jennifer, you have just burst my heart. And what I want to say is that it's true. Our little power outage has only inspired me to have you back on the show in season 2. Back on the show in September, talk about this some more, and just connect with you, because I see what you are doing is infectious in the most powerful way. You are igniting lives with your energy, with your enthusiasm, with your happiness. And folks, that's free. That's easy. That's something you can do the moment this show ends. Jennifer, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. Let me put up your website so people can find out more about what you do. Get a copy of that fantastic book. And again, if it's just one thing that's going to change your life, that book is going to do it. All right, we got a few more seconds. Share with us just some last and final words. Just pour into us with your magic.
Well, one thing I would say is anytime that you're thinking about, we're talking about ideas today, and I think that one of the things that we forget is that we are extremely creative beings. We've been invalidated. Oh, you can't sing. Oh, you're not an artist. But we are extremely creative. So think today about ideas. What if you had no limits and you could be an inventor, or you could be an actress, you could sing a song, you could host a podcast? What would you ignite? What would be the ideas that you would create? And I guarantee all of a sudden you'll see a little bit of a smile sneaking up on your face as you think maybe mischievously, I could create and whatever that is. Maybe it's that you want to bake because you're gluten-free or whatever it is, and you can change the world with that idea. So think about ideas and be creative today on this Happy Monday. Yay!
Oh, such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sharing. It's so true. One little idea can just spark into something that makes a massive impact on the planet. I adore you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. I definitely will have you back in September. In season 2, we'll talk about some more what you're up to and how you are igniting the world. All right, blessings, my darling.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay!
Thank you so much for sticking with us, folks, because we got so much out of this interview, and we heard from Jennifer, and I am just like going to bounce up out of my chair and have a fantastic day, because happiness and joy and that enthusiasm, it absolutely is contagious. So hang out with people like that. Build your connections today with people who are energized, who are positive, who are living on point, who are bringing happiness into the world. And you can see how that can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Well, I hope that you connect with Jennifer. She's got lots going on. And I hope you decide that you want to watch as many episodes as you can. Go to our website and get access to all of our Ignite Humanity Live episodes and see what all of our guests are sharing, so something absolutely can ignite your life. If you want to know more what we're up to, check out our website. Go to ignitehumanity.live and you can see all the fun stuff that we're doing to ignite humanity. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Big blessings to you.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.